It's Sarah, the founder and executive director of Live Like Roo Foundation. I'm with Laura, our medical director. Hello, Laura.
Hello.
Is there something that you saw in this application before we meet them that kind of struck you?
Organization, number one. They had like every hospital record, every hospital invoice in a Google Photos, videos. Like I felt like I knew them and their dog the second I opened the email. They had it in a Google Drive that they shared to us, and it was just like right there. But the videos of them getting their dog from rescue, the day they picked her up, and just everything, it was so sweet. I felt like an instant, just like we knew them. But then what stopped me in my tracks was the invoices when I started to add everything up. Over $31,000 in invoices since October.
Wow.
And one was surgery, emergency surgery alone for $21,000, included biopsies and discovering where they're at right now.
Yeah, that's so tough. Let's bring in Greg and Lisa. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for being with us.
Nice to meet everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and they are local to Chicagoland, which I noticed you have Chicago gear on. I think you have a Bears hoodie on. There you go. So obviously, helping people in our community and rescue animals. I watched the rescue video just before we got on here, and I love when people tell the story. So I know there's a lot going on, but we would love to hear a little bit about her.
Basically, I've had boxers my whole life. I grew up with boxers, and when Lisa and I were together, she fell in love with the boxer breed right away as well. My parents had boxers, and we just adored them. So when my mom, Lisa and I took care of my mom, had Alzheimer's, a very severe case of Alzheimer's. And she had, at that time, one of her boxers left named Molly. And for 4 or 5 years, we took care of my mom. I went and put her in a nursing home. And when my mom passed away from Alzheimer's, we took Molly, and we had her for 2 years. And it was a strong tie to my mom's heart through Molly, because Molly was just an incredible dog. So when she passed away, Lisa had gone on websites. The void in our heart from not having Molly, and then that broken tie to my mom, Lisa found Zoe, and just seeing her online and her story. She was at a kill shelter in Kentucky. She was abused for 2 years, and we just online, Lisa fell in love with her. And we said we weren't going to get another dog because we were so heartbroken over losing my mom's dog, Molly. But we did, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life. God has so richly blessed us with Zoe. The love in our heart, that what Zoe gives to us, she's the sunshine of our home, the light of our home, our spirit, everything, the joy in our hearts. She makes every day brighter for us. She's incredible, and we just feel so richly blessed by God that He gave us Zoe. She's a precious treasure to us, and there's just no way I can live without her. As Lisa knows, and I was telling you, Sarah, before that, I cannot live without Zoe. I'm very much afraid that when we do lose her, she's an artery to my heart is the best way to describe her, and I'm afraid that when she does go, I know human beings have broken heart syndrome. And I really feel that it may affect me and my heart. I don't know how I'm going to survive. She's just everything in our home and our life is about Zoe. She's the focus, and she just brings us that light of happiness and joy that we don't know how we can survive without her. So,
and we've had her now. We got her in 2012. We think she was around maybe 2-ish, and so we've had her for 10 years. And in the beginning, like right when we got her, we started our journey to try to have a baby. And for 10 years, we've been dealing with infertility, and she's been through our entire journey. I mean, I've done 13 rounds of IVF, 8 failed transfers, and she's been there through every heartbreak, every time I was just screaming and crying into the pillow. She was always there, to support us. So she's our baby. She's literally our child. We have no children. She's our child.
But catch us up, and let's meet her, because I know she's going through something now.
Yeah, let me show you. Okay, so I do have to tell you. So since we have our bedroom is upstairs, and there's like 15 stairs. So we moved our king size size bed all the way downstairs with the box spring and just the mattress. So that way it's easy for her. And so this is our bed. We brought it down here, and there's Zoe. She's sleeping right now. I'll come over here so you can see her. She's literally sleeping. Our new, we'll tell you the whole story of her cancer and all that, but this growth right here is a new thing that just popped up. But say hi, everyone. Say hi. I'm Zoe. Zoe the boxer. So this is where we sleep. She loves her pillows, and she piles up on those all the time. But so way back a year ago now, was it, Greg?
Yeah, about in February of 22, Zoe's health was fine up until then. But in February 22, she started like going to the ground. It was like really weird. And at first we didn't understand it. When she's outside, when she'd come in, she'd just like, and we didn't know, was she slipping? We had no wood floor when she came in, and she'd go down. And then it became more habitual. It happened more often. We knew there was something right away wrong. So we took her to the vet, and she was having basically fainting, collapsing episodes. And so we learned all about the syncope and everything, what was going on with her, basically from her heart. So when it happened, we took her in emergency right away at VCA in Downers Grove. And again, this is February 22. And they diagnosed her with cardiomyopathy of the heart, which is boxers are prone to, as you said, Sarah. And so she had this heart issue in the beginning. At that point, they gave her a drug called Sodalaw, and Sodalaw is like a miracle drug from God for us. It basically stopped the syncope and the episodes from happening. We went through the entire summer with Zoe doing great. We did have a cardiologist on board at the time, and so we went through the whole summer, and it was great. And my wife was out of town. I have a dance company, and they tour across the country. My wife was out of town on one of the tours. And while she was out of town, Zoe was acting very strange. I just have this bond with Zoe, and just weird. It was just, nothing happened, no fainting again, but just something I knew in my heart. And I told my wife, she said, well, maybe she's just tired. But I just knew in my heart that something was wrong. So even though there's nothing specific, I rushed her into DCA again. And they said, thank God I did, because she had internal bleeding going on. And so they did an ultrasound and everything on a Sunday. I called my wife right away. I was scared. I had to go to get home, change her flight. She flew home on Monday. And Monday morning, Lisa was home. They did the operation. She actually was in surgery all day. And then to make matters worse, before they started the surgery, Zoe had a ruptured bladder for some reason. And so they had to deal with that as well. And then through the whole process, they found the 2 aggressive cancers, one in the spleen, which they removed their entire spleen. And then the other one, they couldn't, in the pancreatic cancer, they couldn't remove the whole thing. They did a partial removal of the mass. So Zoe then spent 2 weeks, as you guys see with the photos, in intensive care at VCA. And we were freaking out. We were just crying every day. We tried to spend all the time we could there. We didn't want to leave. Their policy normally is you can't really be in intensive care. But they actually allowed us where we were able to go in intensive care for an hour a day, twice a day. And so we went there every single day, and we told Zoe, fight. As the pictures like there, we went outside with Zoe, and we would just interface. We would look eye to eye, and we said, Zoe, you're going to fight. You're going to fight, Zoe. You're going to beat this. Because to be honest, VCA and the doctors, most of them were very negative. I mean, they're being honest. We wanted honesty. We wanted their candor to tell us the truth. And they said we'd be lucky, be grateful if we can have it a Halloween and maybe Thanksgiving. So it was just tearing us up. We were crying. I was having breathing issues. We were devastated. It was destroying our life. So make a long story short, after 2 weeks of being there, we got her out. She was on all kinds of meds. And because of all the meds she was on, she was a little bit tired and lackadaisical in the beginning. Once she was done fulfilling her meds, she became better and better. She was 100 by not even the 2 week time frame. She was
like 4 days later.
Yeah, 4 days. She was 100%
back to herself.
So, even though she had this cancer, it's not like, oh, she's got cancer, we would never jeopardize Zoe's quality of life. Not even for an inkling would we jeopardize that. But we're told we had a cardiologist, get an oncologist. We looked all around for the best. I even called University of Illinois, asked them, where what they had. We were originally going to go down there, but then we found a cardiologist close by, an hour from us, and that we heard great things about. So we ended up going there. That was Premier Vet, and for 5 cancer treatment, and she undergo the treatment plan that they recommended. And Zoe took to the med extremely well, had no side effects. Mm-hmm. One time she kind of vomited a little, but that was it. And after the 5 weeks, like 3 ultrasounds they did, and the echocardiograms and monitoring her heart as well, it turned out that the cancer went in partial remission as of January, because this happened in October when she originally went in for the cancers. So in January, the prognosis that we got after the 5 cancer treatment was that Zoe
There's no growth.
Yeah, it was no growing of the cancer. So we should have been at that point. In fact, in the cardiologist, in the oncologist's office, we were literally jumping up and down. They thought we were crazy. We were so excited. But then just right after that, Zoe started having collapsing issues again. And we're like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. After we fought this and got through this battle, now we got to deal with the heart again. And so we tried to go back to our original cardiologist at Blue Pearl, Dr. Feldgrieber, but he was on paternity leave. So they recommended MedVet. Well, MedVet has been a godsend to us. They are the phenomenal vet. We met Dr. Luthi, the cardiologist there, and the oncologist, Dr. Pertella. She's amazing. They're both phenomenal at their job and so compassionate. Dr. Luthi even called us at 1 a.m. at one point. That's how compassionate they are. And they've just been a godsend. They recommended, he put her on another med called metziloline that he added. And Zoe then went the next 6 weeks with no collapsing issues. We were celebrating, partying again. But then after 6 weeks, something was going on again. Her gums were turning pale again. We're like, what's happening now? She developed a UTI, a real bad one, with one of the worst bacterias. And then we had to fight that for 6 weeks, along with the collapsing issues. And we're like, oh my God. And all along, we just kept praying from God. There's no question this has been a miracle from God. But then at that point, we took her in again. They did another ultrasound, and both Dr. Patel and Dr. Luthi both saw her. They also did another echocardiogram, and Dr. Luthi discovered that her heart had been deteriorating and it was leaking. He called it a leaky heart that she has now.
And the pumping wasn't pumping.
Yeah, her stomach we looked at her and we saw how big her stomach was, and that's why we rushed her in again. Her stomach had started growing. What it was building up fluid, water, because of the leaking heart, it not flowing, the blood not going the right way. So we thought at that time, at least my wife even thought we were going to lose Zoe right there, that we wouldn't be bringing her back from MedVet. But Dr. Luthi, the phenomenal doctor that he is, recommended 4 heart meds, one of which was called MedVetin, and he described it as a miracle drug that if you read it online, it's not available to humans, only to animals. And this MedVetin, sure enough, not even 24 hours later, Zoe's stomach went down. She was 110% herself again. All the issues went away gradually between the water meds, the UTI, everything went away, and everything was great. And then now recently, Zoe's growth above her eye has ballooned up to the size, as you saw, kind of above her eye. Sarah and Laura, we're just trying to embrace every moment we can and treasure her, the precious gift that God blessed us with, and richly blessing us like this. That's what we're trying to do. Have Zoe. Zoe deserves it. She's such a good dog. She's such a good dog. And she's just such an angel that she deserves it. She doesn't deserve this growth. She doesn't deserve any of this. She's just, like I say, she's a better role model for the world than people are. And I wish more people in the world would realize that about our animals. But I just don't think I can survive without her. And I understand that at some point she has to go, but I won't be able to handle that point. So it's just, she's everything to me. I don't need anything. I'll live on the street for Zoe. And my wife knows that's the truth. I will live on the street. I will sell everything. I will do everything I can. There's nothing. I tell Zoe in her eyes every day that there's nothing I won't do for her. Because I love her so much, you guys. She's just everything to me. I just can't imagine my life without her.
Believe me, we feel that. I know Laura feels that. We've both had dogs that we lost recently, unfortunately with cancer too, that were short-term, unfortunately, foster dogs that ended up being part of our family. So we totally feel that. And having a dog since 2012 and being what you guys have gone through personally with IVF, I can't imagine how much that costs. And then adding the expenses of a dog. So we definitely want to help you. But I'm going to rely a little bit on our supporters. So we'll give you guys $5,000 if we can match the $5,000. So we're going to ask our supporters for $5,000, and then we are going to give you guys $10,000 total because we will match that. And then we hope to help. We hope we get more than that, and that we can help you guys with even more, because nothing is worse than paying, and not seeing some kind of improvement. And it seems like you guys keep going in a circle, unfortunately, with all of her issues. So it's the least that we can do. I wish it was more. And I think we can get you more, but at least it will help a little bit.
Oh, that's extremely kind and generous of you guys. You don't have to do that, but that's so kind and generous. And we appreciate anything. It's just, that's very, very nice. we can't thank you guys enough.
You guys are a great example, and Laura and I always preach this, that dogs can feel your energy. So when you're sad or mad or pissed off about a diagnosis, they feel that. So when you're telling her in the ER, hey, you fight this, like, she can feel that. So I think that's that's a really important lesson for other people. And believe me, Laura and I know the first thing you want to do is just lay in bed and cry yourself to sleep every day, or like not face anything. But that's the worst thing you can do when you have an animal going through this, because they need you, and they need to feel that love that you've always given them. So important, Greg and Lisa. And it's just a great note by you, you know, that you never want to lose that, but you also can't stop doing it now because you're sad. So thank you guys so much. I know it's hard to share all this, but we really appreciate it.
Hey, Sarah, before you go, I got to tell you one thing. Lisa showed me a video of Rue and everything with you. And I saw the part about it. One thing that struck me about how you were criticized giving Rue ice cream and stuff, right? So right away, but when I saw that about you giving her the ice cream and all that, I thought of my mom. When my mom I mentioned she had 2 boxers, you know, and my mom would give her boxers. This is what she'd every day. Her daily routine was to drive to McDonald's, get plain hamburgers, the little hamburger plain, and they got hamburgers every single day. And people would be like, "How can you're going to kill your dog?" Well, those dogs lived to be 16 years old. So there you go. She spoiled them, gave them that love.
She's up.
Oh,
She is. Oh, she's like, bye.
Like, adios. Adios.
Hi,
Look at her setup. Oh, her pillows.
Let's see if she does kissy. She's got to, you know.
So you want a treat?
All right, hold on.
You want a treat, honey?
Let's see.
You want your treat? You want a treat? Give me kissy. Kissy.
Aww.
Zoe, kissy. Oh, there you go. That's priceless to me.
Yeah, that means everything. I know. That's well. Keep us updated too on what MedVet says on Monday for the high. Obviously, yeah, that's just in like the worst place possible, but hopefully they can figure out something. Oh,
yeah.
Look at her sweet face.
She's like food.
Yes.
Thank
you guys.
Thank you guys.
You.
Again,
you guys
that's so
amazing.
nice. You guys, so generous. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So everybody, please, let's get this match. livelikeroo.org, Venmo, Live Like Roo, Zelle Medical. I'll put this on the screen. Don't worry. Please donate. This is Precious Love, Greg and Lisa. Thank you guys. We're wishing you the best, and I know that our followers will want updates, so I'll be bugging you for sure. And I know that
you guys are doing amazing things. You're doing amazing.
Awesome.
God is very proud of you guys. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Love you guys.
Thank you guys.
Bye.